Greetings from our channel again.
Alan Jackson, a man who triumphed in country music not just with his stage glitz but also with hardships, sorrow, and incredible secrets. His journey, which began with modest beginnings in Newnan, Georgia, is more than just a success story. It's more than 30 years of dealing with issues in life, love, and health. 35 of his songs have reached the top of the charts, and he has sold over 60 million copies. However, no amount can adequately convey the tale of a spirit that has nearly broken and a heart that has borne so much. Alan's songs evoke anguish and strength, bringing listeners into his world with their unadulterated realism and longing. A world where he currently fights Charcot-Marie-Tooth illness and where his 40-year marriage to his wife Denise once failed due to the storm of celebrity and betrayal. A condition that has continuously put his health and love of performing to the test. In addition to leaving his mark on music history, Alan Jackson's path has come to represent tenacity, familial love, and an unwavering commitment to traditional country music. Watch this film with us as we examine each of his story's emotional facets. A tale that could cause you to consider strength, love, and our core beliefs. Early years of life and work. Alan Jackson was born in the little Georgian town of Newnan on October 17, 1958. Few could have predicted that a youngster would grow up to be a country music star. Alan, the youngest of 5 siblings, was raised in a small home next to his grandfather's tool shop, which was filled with the clang of metal and the stench of motor oil. Alan's early glimpses of a working existence and genuine, straightforward principles, as well as unformed dreams, took root in this modest environment. Alan's first musical experiences were limited to the gospel hymns heard at the church where his family met every weekend to pray. But Alan felt as though he had entered another universe when he heard country music performed by John Anderson and Hank Williams Jr. one day. Country music was more than just tunes here. It was a world of true and touching tales. A dream gradually developed in his impressionable brain, but a question persisted. Is it possible for someone from a small village to succeed in the glitzy and extremely competitive music industry? That query turned into a motivating factor that propelled Alan on. After graduating from high school, Alan began playing at small neighborhood events with a band named Dixie Steel. The band took care of everything on such nights, including setting up the stage and handling the equipment, and they frequently performed for free. Alan's devotion remained unwavering in spite of these challenges. He had a deep-seated conviction that he couldn't shake, a silent summons that never went away. Then Alan's encounter with Denise, who not only became his lifelong love but also a constant source of support, marked a sea change. Denise recognized Alan's brilliance and unwavering goal. She advised him to pursue it. In 1985, Alan made the most audacious choice of his life, leaving stability behind and relocating to Nashville with her backing. Together, they brought a few possessions, all of their willpower, and the belief that they would somehow overcome the obstacles and realize their goals. Alan and Denise didn't expect the challenges of city living when they arrived in Nashville. Their apartment was small and lacked many amenities. Alan had to undertake a variety of laborious tasks to make ends meet during those difficult early days, including lifting weights, performing repairs, and even delivering mail for a television station. In the meantime, Denise, a flight attendant, worked feverishly to provide them with some stability. Alan's desire never wavered, even though there were days when they had to scrounge every last dime to survive. Then everything changed after a fortuitous meeting. Alan's lifelong idol, Glen Campbell, was a well-known country music performer that Denise met. Seeing this unique chance, Denise told Campbell about her husband's goal. Campbell was moved by her genuineness and her strong faith in Alan's ability. Alan's first step into the music industry was taken when he promised to help without hesitation and gave Denise his manager's contact details. Alan Jackson's career really took off shortly after that. Blue-Blooded Woman, his debut single, was released in 1989 after he signed with Arista Records. Although this was a crucial beginning, Alan really made his breakthrough with the publication of Here in the Real World in 1990. His name became well known when the song swiftly rose to number 3 on the charts. Hit after hit followed, including Don't Rock the Jukebox, 1991, and Love's Got a Hold on You, 1992, as his career took off. These weren't only catchy tunes. They were tales, sincere feelings from a young man's heart in Newnan, Georgia. Alan Jackson quickly became a blazing star in the country music industry thanks to his own talent and flair, taking his dream from the little town of Newnan to the highest level of recognition. In addition to achieving the height of his fame in the 1990s, Alan Jackson fought a valiant and difficult fight to keep country music true to its roots. Songs like Chattahoochee, Living on Love, and Gone Country became cultural hits on albums like High Mileage, 1998, and Who I Am, 1994, which improved his reputation. These triumphs, however, were the result of an intensely passionate artist.
unwavering in his defense of his own approach.
In addition to creating songs that appealed to a broad audience, Alan Jackson sought to convey the love, suffering, and adversity that made country music authentic and approachable to listeners. Pop's strong effect on country music led to the genre becoming more polished and marketed than before. Despite criticism, a lot of artists choose to follow these trends. There were rumors that his fashion was out of date and unsuitable for the market. Alan was viewed by some as conservative and a hindrance to the development of the genre. However, Alan felt that country music should not be marketed because it is a part of America's cultural legacy and the voice of the South. In 2000, Alan and George Strait worked together on the song Murder on Music Row to highlight his position, publicly stating that commercial tendencies were killing country music. The heart and soul of country music were hacked off by someone. Alan found it intolerable that the distinctive sounds of steel guitar and violin were being replaced. The song caused a great deal of controversy in the neighborhood.
Some thought it was excessively strict, while others regarded it as a necessary wake-up call, impeding the development of the genre.
Alan remained loyal to his musical identity in spite of the scandals surrounding him. He publicly voiced his concern about the slow loss of those recognizable sounds and the spiritual ideals that country music represented. Then, following the September 11, 2001 attacks, Alan once again showed the strength of traditional country music with the poignant ode to those who perished in the catastrophe, When the World Stopped Turning. This song, which has a soft yet deep country melody, came to Alan on its own. His website failed the following day due to excessive traffic after his emotional performance at the 2001 CMA Awards.
Americans, Where Were You profoundly moved. It quickly became a best-selling single, establishing Alan as a global sensation and securing his place in music. The song is still one of Alan's most well-known compositions and was later featured on his 2002 album Drive, which included both the radio version and his CMA performance. Alan Jackson has maintained his distinctively country flair throughout his career. Hits like Drive, For Daddy Jean and Remember When.
They depict the Southern way of life in rich detail, not simply talking about love and life. He embodies virtues that previous generations have valued and held close, such as integrity, love for one's family, and gratitude for the little things in life. According to Alan, music is more than just accolades and chart positions.
Its goal is to teach the next generation of country music's timeless principles. Should country music keep up with contemporary trends? Or should its straightforward, authentic sound be preserved? Leave a comment below with your ideas and join us in talking about this genre's future. Both personal traumas and family life. Alan Jackson's difficult professional path appeared to reflect the highs and lows of his marriage. In the innocence of his youth, he fell in love with Denise. Denise was only 16 when they first met, and they immediately grew enamored with one another. Was a straightforward union, full of love and faith in a future they would create together, rather than a glitzy affair in the spotlight. Denise was Alan's unwavering support system during their formative years, sharing every hardship, aspiration, and ambition. However, nobody could have predicted that their relationship would be rocked by fame itself. Alan's career took off in the 1990s, but with popularity came temptations and pitfalls. Alan and Denise gradually drifted apart as a result of lengthy tours and extended absences. The previously dependable companion now appeared far away to Denise, engrossed in the maelstrom of celebrity. She could feel the distance between them widening, and she felt sad and alone. When Alan came clean about his infidelity in 1998, it was the tipping moment. It was a devastating and terrible blow to Denise. She was saddened by the betrayal of the man she loved. She went into a crisis, unsure of her ability to recover from the hurt and treachery. But rather than give up, Denise sought solace and fortitude in her faith. She came to understand that love was more than romance during this difficult period. It was empathy, the capacity to pardon the person she cared for the most. She made the decision to hold on, deciding to deal with the hurt and put their marriage back together. Alan was also burdened by remorse and sorrow. His adultery simply led to a profound realization of the value of love and family, not enjoyment or an escape. He experienced loneliness throughout their separation and came to the realization that nothing was more precious than Denise's love and the family they had created. He was motivated to make apologies by his regret, to restore the trust he had betrayed and demonstrate his devotion to Denise. After some time apart, Alan and Denise decided to get back together, refusing to let crises and errors ruin their young love. They understood that despite the difficulties, their love was deeper and more powerful than any hardship. Alan is still appreciative of Denise's forgiveness, which has enabled them to re-establish their relationship based on compassion and sincerity.
In addition to one another, they had 3 cherished daughters, Maddie, Alexandra, and Danny, who gave their lives a great deal of purpose and motivation.
Family reminded Alan of the most important things in life and helped him regain his equilibrium.
In addition to being his pride, his kids were a huge source of support, and his affection for them served as the inspiration for touching songs like Remember When, Drive, and For Daddy Jean. Alan conveyed family tales, affection, and sacrifices made for his loved ones through his songs. But shortly after she was happy once more, tragedy struck in 2010 when Denise was told she had colon cancer. The strong, energetic woman was suddenly dealing with a disease that threatened to ruin every moment of her life.
This information was like a dagger to Alan's heart.
He went from being a theater star to a husband out of fear of losing his life partner. Every day and every hour, Alan was by Denise's side, supporting her through the difficult treatments. Alan penned the song When I Saw You Leaving, which was filled with tears and a profound love for the woman he treasured, in this quiet pain. Every sentence was a prayer and a source of strength in addition to being a representation of his feelings. For Denise to continue her struggle.
Denise conquered cancer with fortitude and the love of her family.
Not only did Alan and Denise survive, but they also experienced the sacred force of a love that pulled them closer than ever and helped them brush with death. Another difficulty suddenly surfaced when the gloom of cancer faded.
Alan disclosed that he has Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease, CMT, in 2021.
A rare neurological condition that gradually impairs his ability to walk and balance. Despite not being life-threatening, it gradually takes away Alan's physical independence, making him confront the powerlessness of losing complete control over his body on the stage he loves. Alan concealed his illness for years, but as his tremors became apparent and his movements became shaky, he made the decision to come clean. He wanted his admirers to understand that if they witnessed him falter on stage, it wasn't due to fatigue or intoxication, but rather to the struggle he faced every day. It has not been easy to deal with this disease. Alan, a man who was previously assured of his ability to control the stage, has had to come to terms with his limitations and learn to keep moving as his body slowly starts to rebel against him. Alan, however, defies the limitations of his disease. He is inspired by country music icons like Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard, who continued to perform despite aging and adversity, and he is committed to singing until he is unable to stand on stage anymore.
Alan and Denise's final years are a monument to their bravery, tenacity, and deep love. Millions of admirers continue to be inspired by Alan Jackson's unwavering determination in every song and move.
In addition to being a tale of his and Denise's bravery, his battle with disease serves as a metaphor for genuine love. A love that perseveres to the end and doesn't waver in the face of adversity.
Present-day existence?
Alan Jackson is determined to pursue his musical career despite the agony, exhaustion, and unavoidable deterioration in his health. When he first disclosed his health issue in 2021, people believed it might be his last performance. Alan, however, resolutely declared that, like his heroes Merle Haggard and George Jones, he planned to perform until the very end. Alan has a remarkable plan because he firmly believes that his music will endure even if his voice does not.
One last tour. Final call. For the road, one more.
This tour, which is scheduled to end in Milwaukee on May 17, 2025, promises to be an emotional experience where fans will get to hear Alan's voice live for the final time. This is more than just a farewell, it's a sincere thank you to everyone who has supported him throughout the course of his career.
Alan hasn't put out a new record since 2021, but his creative spark has never gone out.
He says he's constantly full of fresh ideas and ready to create more songs that showcase his unending passion for music. He also continues to write music. He hinted that listeners would soon hear new music from him when he stated in an interview at the beginning of 2023 that he wanted to release more high-quality tracks. Together with Alan Jackson's tenacity and energy, that inexhaustible desire serves as both a lasting source of inspiration for upcoming generations and the legacy of a remarkable voice. Whether performed live or in a recording studio, Alan's songs will endure over time as a tribute to Alan Jackson's impact, legacy, and true passion. A living hero in the country music industry, Alan Jackson has made history not just with his well-known songs but also with his uncompromising dedication to the genre's fundamental principles. With more than 30 years of unwavering commitment, Alan has not only maintained his position in the ever-changing music industry, but he has also tenaciously protected the essence of country music despite the growing influence of commercialization. Alan's admission into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2017 was a testament to the unwavering route he took. This would be the climax of a career for many musicians, but for Alan, it was an acknowledgement of his unwavering devotion to the genuine and uncomplicated essence of country music. Alan rose to prominence from his modest origins as a young man in Newnan, Georgia, by combining talent and tenacity, and he became a representation of a genre that was resistant to change.
Chattahoochee and Drive for Daddy Jean are more than just songs.
Millions of American souls, lives, and nostalgia are all woven within these tales.
Alan has remained constant in a modern society that is becoming more fast-paced and high-pressure.
He has preserved the sounds of steel guitar and fiddle as a reminder of love, honesty, and the basic principles of rural life.
Alan has voiced his concerns in numerous interviews. He worries that country music may gradually lose its spirit due to commercialization.
For him, country music is more than just a style. It is a cultural legacy that reflects Southerners' pride and way of life.
For Alan Jackson, music is more than just plaudits and numbers. The goal is to instill lasting principles in the next generation.
His songs are about more than just life and love. They are a magnificent homage to a traditional America. Alan stays steadfast despite the changes in country music, bringing with him his love and unadulterated passion for this ageless style. Alan Jackson has lived his life via music, not just for it. His entire career has been devoted to creating genuine, sincere songs that vividly depict life, love, and timeless principles. Alan has persevered on stage, sharing his passion with millions of followers despite arduous struggles with disease and moments of stumbles. In addition to being a musician, he protects traditional values and keeps country music from being lost to the passing of time. And even after the stage lights go down, Alan Jackson's music will still have an impact, not just as tunes, but also as messages, and his legacy will endure forever. Don't pass up the opportunity to explore these timeless musical tales and inspirational travels with us. Allow each song by icons like Alan Jackson to move you by subscribing to the channel. It serves as a constant reminder of the strength of passion and the enduring importance of tradition. If you still have a particular place in your heart for Alan Jackson and his music, leave a Love Alan Jackson comment.